We're back now for Monday with the Mayor. This week we got Denny Spinner again.
Good afternoon. How are you this evening?
Oh, not too bad. Yourself?
Oh, it's a great day, as always.
It is a great day. This week's an important week for you. You're going to be giving some testimony up at the Indiana State House. Let's talk about that.
Well, on Wednesday, there'll be a House subcommittee on utilities that will be receiving testimony on Senate Bill 309, which was passed out of the Senate and now is being reviewed by the House. And that bill has to do with how the negotiations go on between municipal electric utilities and rural electric utilities when it comes to annexation of properties that involve a change in that structure. And the current bill that passed out of the Senate, in the opinion of many of the municipals across the state, is a very restrictive bill when it comes to future annexation plans by the cities. So there'll be a number of mayors coming to testify about this, and it is an important issue for the consumer. And really, where we're falling on this is that we feel under the current structure, under the current bill that's being proposed, the consumer voice is going to be missed in this. Under the current bill, if there is an annexed area, let's say the city would annex an area that is now being served by a rural electric, there would be an opportunity for the two sides to negotiate on how that transfer would take place. But if there is not a resolution to that, then it just stays with whoever owns the territory. So should, let's say, the city of Huntingburg annex an area where served by a rural electric, and we not be able to negotiate with our REC about that property, then that's where everything would stop. So what really gets lost is the consumer voice on all this. So if the folks in the annexed area would look at the rates and say, well, we believe the city might be our best area, they don't have that opportunity. If there's not an agreement met, then the negotiation ends. What the municipal utilities are proposing is a next step, that if there is an impasse there, that there is a next step, that the citizens in that area could petition the IURC, the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission, and have them review the documents and make a decision based on the facts of where the best service for the customer is, be it the municipal or the REC. So basically what we're asking for, in my testimony, I'll be talking about the potential of that happening here in Huntingburg as it relates to our stellar plans, because over the next 4 to 5 years, we've got an opportunity to do some major expansion in Huntingburg. We've got areas identified that could be potential for workforce development, for workforce housing, which is, as we've all discussed for months, the need for workforce housing in Huntingburg and in Du Bois County. So we're trying to meet a regional need here. And if we would annex an area that is now served by REC and not have an opportunity to negotiate that, then those consumers would be left out of the process. So we're looking at this from a real economic development tool for the cities. This is something that we have used in years to expand our community, to expand utilities into areas that are underserved, and we just feel that there should be at least another step involved that Senate Bill 309 does not include, that allows for an independent third party to look at this issue and take the consumer's need under consideration and really provide a much cleaner process for this to happen. So I know there's going to be several mayors from around the state testifying. I believe Mayor Seitz from Jasper will also be up, as we are one of the few cities of the electricity that's provided in the state of Indiana. 93% of the electricity is either provided by an REMC or an independent utilities such as Indianapolis Power and Light. Only 7% of the state's utilities are provided by municipals, and under this plan, we would never have an opportunity to grow. So that would restrict our ability to grow, would restrict our ability to give a fair rate to customers being served in the city. And a point that also we'll be making is that Huntingburg's utility rates, Jasper's utility rates, are set by local boards, by local people that review those rates, and any rate that we would vote to increase, should there be an increase, is voted on by people who live in that community, not by a board somewhere else. And I can tell you one of the great opportunities of being in local government, but also one of the great challenges is the decisions you make in that boardroom on Thursday night, you got to go to the grocery store or the restaurant or the church next weekend and face those people who you may have just made a decision that they may not be happy with. So those decisions are taken very, very seriously on the local level. And I think the local control is something that needs to be maintained. So it'll be a good opportunity. I'm hopeful that the House committee will hear our point of view. And should the bill come out of committee with an amendment, it will go before the full House, and we'll see what happens after that. But I think it's a very important issue for not only the citizens of Huntingburg, but also those who might be future customers should we have expansion.
And as our last thing, you briefly mentioned Stellar in that long speech, but talk a little bit about Stellar. You're having a quarterly update.
At the time this will be aired, actually, we will have had our first quarterly report to the agencies that are involved in the Stellar designation. The Indiana Housing Authority, the Indiana Department of Transportation, and the Office of Community and Rural Affairs will be in town this afternoon. We have prepared a report for them highlighting the actions that the city has taken since our designation in August. And this will be the first time since that designation that we'll all be sitting at the same table to give this update. And we're happy to say that we're going to have a very aggressive report for them. In fact, also by the time this airs, we will have accepted bids for the first project that will be under construction this summer. The 9th Street Extension project near Skyline Drive and Monkhouse Drive, those bids will be accepted this morning and be acted upon by our Economic Development Commission in the coming month. So this report is really the first time to sit down bullet point by bullet point and tell the state where we are. And I think that we've got a report that our citizens will be proud of, and that the state will look at and say that things are really moving well in Huntingburg since our designation.
There you go. Well, Mayor, we appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
That's been Monday with the Mayor. We're back after this.